Hi, it's Krzysztof Kubasek here. Welcome in my lesson. Today we're going to make a speaker tutorial. So we're going to go through a couple of stages, and we're going to repeatedly use them to make a different parts of speaker. In this case is a just speaker itself, control panel, safety strap, and the logo. So we're going to basically use extrude commands, revolve, sweep, loft profiles we're going to make on the sketches, and we learn how to use a coordinate system to operate our design across, and also we're going to use the planes and try to modify them to draw sketches on it. So let's start. So first we're going to open new file, and let's start to make our speaker profile. So I'm not going to make a whole speaker, so I'm going to use revolve tools, so just half of it is enough. You can use dimensions as I did, but you can also measure your own speaker if you have at home and try to copy it. So basically all we need is just a quarter of our speaker, because it's symmetrical in two ways. In two axes. So basically the sketch I have right now is actually enough to start to make the speaker. So now I need to just make a mirror. Be sure to select copy from the top left box. As this here, and also now you can use a revolve tool to make the shape of your speaker. So now we've got it. So this is basic shape of my speaker. I think my bass speakers are a little bit too small, so I will delete one and just try to scale it a little bit. So I have to actually put my center of transformation inside my shape because it's round. Then I'm going to scale according to that point. So this is important because otherwise you will lose your symmetry. I'm happy with that. So now I'll create a line. As you probably spotted, I've put this line on axis, and this line helps me to make a mirror of my bass speaker. Now I need to just put the bass speakers on a layer because I don't need it right now. If you want to rename layer, you just need to sweep your pen into the left, and then you are able to change the name. And for the future purposes, I'm going to create the new layer, and I called it cut tool. So since now anything I will create gonna be cutting tool if I'm selecting the groups, for example. So you will see later how it works. Okay, so let's start to create the speaker shape. So this is gonna be a profile of my speaker. I'm going to adjust it a little bit, and now I need to mirror that because I need to have it symmetrical. Don't forget to select the copy from selecting box. Okay, so we're done. So now I'm going to extrude that shape. So as you see, it's placed on a cut tool. And if I will unhide my speaker, I'm going to use it as a cut tool to cut from my speaker. I think I'm going to make a little bit of filleting because it's not that sharp. So I'm going to just fillet that. And then unhide the speaker. And now I need to make mirror to the other side of my symmetrical speaker. As a constraint to help you to mirror this, you can use existing sketches or existing line as you see right now. So I've used the sketch I've previously made. Now I can subtract, but remember first to select the object you are subtracting in and then object you are subtracting with. So now I'll create the round shape to make it infill like a net of my speaker, align it according the speaker. As you see, it's actually automatically snapping. I like to block the middle of my sketch, so to do it I just need to select the center of the sketch and then press the black lock, and then anything I scale, which I'm doing right now, gonna be according that point. So extrude it, just press and pull, and now I'm going to just select the edge of my speaker and make a small fillets. So as you see, you don't have to select the whole loop, you just need to select the one edge of it, and then selection is automatically applied. So now I just need to merge them all together. To do it, I need to make a union, and now it's one part. So my speaker shape is done. Now I need to create a control panel. To do it, I need to create a constraint plane. To do so, I will create a line, and out of this line I'll create a plane, and I'll do it through edge by selecting certain angle. I like that feature of moving planes anywhere I like. It helps me to make sketches wherever I want. So in this situation, I'm going to place the panel. So first I'm going to create the base, which is the very long bar, and on this bar I'm going to place 4 buttons, which is stop, play, forward, and turn on off. A little bit of trimming. So what I do right now, it's offset. So I've created this shape, and I'm going to make a very tiny gap, which is a very technical gap. And I'm going to extrude that, and I'm going to subtract it from the speaker. And then I'm going to adjust the height of the leftover in the, like a middle bar, as you see right now. So I'm going to select the face of the inside shape, and I'm going to pull it a little bit up to make it higher. At the end, I'm going to chamfer by pulling edge using Apple Pencil. So chamfer will give another realistic point. So now I'm going to unselect all unuseful sketches I don't need right now, and I'm going back to my sketch to add some more shapes. I'm going to create a round shape, circle. And I'm going to copy them 4 times according the same gap, and I'm going to make a offset to create shapes which I will use to make technical gaps. So most of the comments, as you see right now, have this number box on the left top corner where you can place your specific dimension very accurate if you need it, and this will actually keep your design as you want it to be and very precise. So another feature I like in Shapr3d, it's actually zooming. I like this two finger zooming. You can zoom in very close to the objects you actually want to select, and then zoom out and actually move in the same time. And you can do it very quickly and very efficient. So as you see, I'm going to extrude it right now, the same as I did with the bar. Anything I've created, it's on the top layer, which is cut tool. Now I will show you how to cut using groups. So I need to transform these shapes a little bit towards to the bar. I've actually used the group to select that object, and then I'm going to subtract, and as you can see right now, as a cutting tool, I'm going to use cut layer, which is layer that contains any cutting object. And now if you get closer, you see what I've done. It's small gap between button and bar. And now I'm going to select the edges of buttons and make a fillet. So I'm going to recall my sketch, which I've been using to make all of this design. Actually, you can make the sketch in one time at the beginning of the process, but sometimes I prefer to follow my imagination and do it as you see right now, one by one. But it depends actually on you. So now you see how easy it's to sketch just simple geometry. If you have your snapping on, it's just drawing. But if you see on the right bottom corner, there's like a magnet logo. You can switch it off if you need to make more freestyle. So basically the sketching, it's very easy because all the time you're using the same tools, which is creating line, creating arch, trimming, offsetting, and basically this is it. Sometimes you're making mirrors, but this is from a transform tools. So I need to select anything I've created, and I'm going to extrude it just by pulling. You just hold with your pen on the screen and just pull down, and this is going to be extruded then. And also, as I mentioned earlier, anything I've created right now is placed on a cut tool layer. So now if you're subtracting, you just need to select the group from the top, as I did it right now. So it's done. It's so simple. Okay, the panel tool is basically done. So now I need to create a safety strap. To do so, I will use constraint plane I've already used before. So now I'll just rotate this according 0 point, as you can see, and now I'm going to double tap on the plane, and now I'm going to create the profiles to make the mounting wrap solids. So basically anything I'm doing right now we already done on a previous design. So in a kind of conceptual process, I don't care to be really precise. I prefer to do and then to transform. So as it is right now in this situation. So I create this mounting object, and then I'm going to transform it a little bit. So you can do it anytime you like. So as you see, it's a little bit too big. So I'm just going to scale it according center point of the edge, the middle point of edge. So I like to do it because it's kind of free my mind. All the time I need to change something, I'm just doing it. So now I'm going to create the base for this mounting hook. So this is going to be similar to my buttons, because I want to keep this design the same. So as you can see, you can do it a different way. But I like to keep the gaps as is with the panel. As I told you, it makes this design looks much more realistic. And yet again, I think it might be a little bit smaller, so I can just transform that according to scale. And now I'm going to create the gaps, which I first need to create the offset, as you see right now. Yeah. Okay, it's done. It looks great. So now the next step, which is string or strap, however you like. So basically now I'm going to turn on the plane I've created the strap mounting fixing object, and then I'm going to, as you can see, rotate this. So I'm going to place this plane in the middle of strap. I mean, in a place where two loops are connecting to each other with a small plastic button or something like this. So I need to create the shape of this button right now. It's going to be like a more squarey. So I'm going to use the arches. Creating arches is great using pencil. You just need to make a slight move towards the curvature of the arch. So then the arch gonna be placed. So now actually I will use one of the faces of this plastic button and double tap on it, and then I'll create a sketch on it, and then I'm going to create the profile I'm going to use to make a sweep tool. So to create plane, I'll actually borrow the line which is already created, and then I'm going to make another plane, construction plane, which helped me to make profile of the strap, as I'm doing right now. So to do with the profile, you just need to make the control point curve. So make this control point curve as natural as you can do. You can adjust the points by just selecting them and moving, as I'm doing right now. So remember, this is just conceptual work. You can play with it to make it as realistic as you need. And now I'm going to use the sweep tool, which I'm going to use for making that stripe. So we just simply need to select the profile, and the profile is gonna be select according that control point curve. Okay, and the same thing I will do with the small strap, but this is gonna be round shape strap. So you don't have to worry very much that the plane wasn't at the same level as your strap button. You can adjust the place of your strap later using transform tool and move it according place you want it to be. And again, sweep tool and a little bit of adjustment. So I decide to transform all of the objects a little bit towards the mounting. But you can also, in this case, you can also rotate. You can change the rotation point, the purple dot of the coordinate system, and then try to play with this a little bit more. Okay, it's done. It looks great. Okay, so now I think it's time to make the last part, which is just a logo of my speaker. So the same, I need to create the plane. I need to put it in front of the speaker and just to draw on it the shape of your logo. It can be anything you like. So remember, if you want to make a sketch on certain plane, you just need to tap twice on that plane, and then your view automatically switch perpendicular to that plane. So my logo will be kind of similar to the Shapr3d logo if you spot it. You can actually be creative right now and make your own logo wherever you like. It can be your initials, it can be anything. So now it's time to extrude it to have it intersected with the speaker. So now I'm going to modify the logo shape a little bit to have this shape at the same curvature as speaker. To do so, I need to create plane, to sketch the round circle according the center of my speaker, and then cut it by using intersection mode. So I'll create the circle. Now I'm going to turn on a perspective mode, and then you see the sketch, and I'm going to extrude that. Okay. And I'm going to turn the plane on because it's disturbing me to make any operations. And I'm going to intersect as I'm doing right now. So anything what is intersected between those objects gonna be left. And I'm going to cut it through and then subtract. Okay. And I'm going to place it in the center. Alright, I'm going to create the frame for that logo right now. So I will do the same plane. That's what I turn this plane on. And then I'm going to extrude it and do the same thing I've done with the logo. As you see right now, basically to make very advanced design, you just need to know a couple of commands. You don't need to have a huge knowledge. Modeling in Shapr3d actually gives you that ability, as you see in my designing. So anything basically depends on your creativity. So this kind of tutorials really help you to develop your skills. So the last part is to make a shell with thickness 1 millimeter. And I'm going to adjust it according my logo. And I will use the same sketch I used for the logo to make the curvature shape of my frame. So I need to extrude the both sides. And again, I'm going to intersect those objects, and what's left gonna be the shape I needed. So the last part is just to get rid of all of the sketches and planes from the stage. And I'll give just an overview to see if anything is okay. And it's time to put some colors on my design. So in this case, when you just making the small technical gaps, your design is all one piece. So you have to select first the outside general color and then go to details by selecting each surface separately. So this is my color version. You can use your own. You can play a little bit more with the palette, and then you'll see how it looks. So remember, the edges are always reflecting the light. So I'm putting the white color on the edges. It actually, in this case, gives it a more realistic view. So we can actually make some experiments with your design, but I like to do it like so. We've done a great job in this lesson. As you probably spotted, we have been going through a couple of important commands and operations, which actually, when you're creative, you can use anywhere in any design you like. It's just a matter of your imagination. So I think this is it. Experiment you with your design. Just try to model your own ideas, and then you will see how easy it is to use this tool, which is, in my opinion, great. And I just wish you good luck, and see you next time.